What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Now in this video we are doing a Champions League of teams that have been on a downfall and teams that have been going up. And yeah, some of these teams are gonna be pretty good, some are gonna be pretty bad. You might see some fairy tale runs in between, but you never know. Anything can happen in one of these videos. Now let's just get on with the first part of the teams that mm, uh, are going uphill, the teams that have been doing pretty good recently. And the first one is actually a team in Turkey, from the Trendyol Super League. We're getting Samsunspor because they actually qualified to the UCL. If I'm not mistaken, they got fourth place, which I think qualifies you to the UCL. But they did way better than they were expected to do. Next one, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, they're in. Because they actually made European qualification last season for the first time in around 30 years, which that's pretty insane, to be honest. And the next club is another English club, Aston Villa. Not only did they make it to the Champions League, they made it to the quarterfinals where they faced the UCL winners, PSG, and got absolutely battered. But let's not talk about that. Yeah, let's just say they might be one of the favorites to win it. And the next club, for the second time in a row, it's RC Lons. They go in. They went to the Champions League, I believe, only once. They did it in last season, where they played in the Champions League, and I believe got grouped, which is a bit embarrassing. But yeah, I'm doing this. The next club is actually gonna be Leverkusen. Around 2 seasons ago, Xabi Alonso went to Leverkusen and had an undefeated into the season. That's up until the Europa League final, where they got absolutely battered 3-0 against Atalanta. And the next club will be Bologna. I think you've noticed something in between these clubs. Most of these clubs are generally like barely in teams that make it into European qualification, except for Leverkusen, but just had one insane season. Anyways, the next team on the list will be another Italian club, actually, SSC Napoli. Yeah, they had an amazing run of form in the 24 or 25 season, where Scott McTominay he came in the January transfer window and he absolutely cooked for them. Got them a Serie A title. They're second in 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. They're also a probable winner for this trophy. And the next team will be not an Italian club. That's your hint. And it will actually be a Dutch club, and it's Feyenoord. What else could be said? Feyenoord have been doing pretty well, and we only have a couple clubs left, around eight to fit into mm, mm, for the teams that are on the rise. The next one will be drumroll Sporting Lisbon. The next team is an actual Spanish club, and it's Real Betis. They got Anthony in the transfer window on loan, and they absolutely cooked with them. They got to the Conference League final only to lose against the €1 billion Chelsea. Which don't get the wrong idea, I'm still a really big fan of. I mean, I'm a big Chelsea fan. Just don't mention Barca. Next club will be another Spanish club, and it's Girona. Now, Girona has been on a bad run this season, but there was a season where they qualified for the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, or they were in the top four to qualify for like around half the season, but they just could not pick up the pace, and for that reason, they fell out. Next club, Olympique Marseille. They qualified for the Champions League this season. That's something that I didn't really expect. Now, the next club is actually a championship club. One that you probably didn't think would be on here. It's the Black Cats, Sunderland. They're in. After qualifying, after getting promoted up to the Prem, they won against West Ham 3-0. Yeah, 3-0. Now, on one hand, you do realize that that West Ham have been doing horrible, like horrible, so far, losing 5-1 to Chelsea and 3-0 to Sunderland. But you realize that Sunderland have actually made some pretty smart signings, like Granit Xhaka. Anyways, the next club is another English club, and it's Crystal Palace. What can I say? They won the FA Cup, won the Community Shield, and they're in. Now, the next club is actually Juventus. Yeah, it's Juventus. Uh, in one season, they were close to getting relegated from point deduction, but they came up. But they did pretty well last season, so they were heavily on the rise. Now, for our last team that is in in this competition, that's on the rise team, it's Levante. Yeah, they make it in. and that's because Levante nearly beat Barca. And as a Barca fan, I was skipping heartbeats. And if you said that was a lie, and you're definitely right. So already four teams that are uh, actually five teams that could very well win this trophy: Sporting, Napoli, Leverkusen, Juventus, and Aston Villa. Now, on the flip side, there are some teams that are doing absolutely horrible. And the first one, I think y'all already know this one. It has to be West Ham. They haven't done anything this season. Dead last within in the first two games on negative seven goal differential. How do you concede eight goals within in the span of two games? Anyways, the next club is actually Ipswich Town. I mean, yeah, they did kind of make to the Prem, but they got dead last season, if I'm not mistaken. So they qualify. Anyways, the next team's actually from EFL League One because they got back-to-back relegation, and it will be. Wait a minute. I think they're in the championship. Yeah, they're Luton Town. They're in because after qualifying to the Premier League for the first time in the club's history, yeah, they didn't do so well. Got rock bottom on the first season and got back-to-back relegations from the Prem down to the Championship and from the Championship down to League One. The next club will be AS Saint Etienne. If you didn't know, they are one of the top three teams for the most amount of uh, for the most amount of trophies won. Somehow, yeah. Anyways, the next club is actually Bari. Yeah, they go in. If you didn't know, Bari was in the Serie A only like around a decade and a half ago, which I know that sounds like a while, but the sport in itself has been there for around 150 years, so a decade and a half isn't really that long. They could be, they could be the contenders to at least make it out of their group. Anyways, the next club, FC Köln, they go in after somehow getting relegated from the Bundesliga. I think they came back up, but I'll just have to check that one out myself. And we can't have this trophy without including Schalke. I mean, uh, Schalke. I mean, what can I say? They had a pretty good run of form in the 2018-2019 season, if I'm not mistaken. They went to the Champions League, but got absolutely cooked by the teams there. They were not ready whatsoever. Now we just have around nine spots left. Now you might be asking yourself here, well, Jamie, Toby, what clubs could be joining? Now, to answer that question, we're adding another French club, but from Ligue 2. It's Troyes. They've been in the Ligue 1 for a long time. only up until like the 2020s, back in like the pandemic, where they got absolutely cooked, and from then on they were basically just another another Ligue 2 side. The next club is actually Palermo. It's the same thing as Troyes. They've been in in, the Serie A for a long time, up until they completely lost it. And we can't have one of these challenges, one of these videos without including g- g- where is it? Real Club Deportivo La Coruña. Yeah, they were heck of a dire situation. They, their financial situation got so bad that they were in the 1 to 8 rule, which meant that for every €1, for every €8 they get, they can only spend one of them. Okay, that is unbelievable. Now I was gonna add Tenerife, but I mean because of their location, you can kind of expect them to be a second division side, and I'll leave that up to you guys to look that up. Anyways, the next club is actually gonna be Malaga, and I think it's actually called Malaga, but not gonna lie, I have no idea how you say that name, but it's kind of like it's kind of like Troyes. They were in the uh, they were in the La Liga for a while. They were actually a mid-table club, but it just struck them, and now they're mid-table La Liga 2 side. The next one is actually Ajax. Now, the reason Ajax is here is because Ajax have been doing pretty terrible this season. If you check, like, 1 second, let me check here. Uh, let me check here. If we go over to the, if we go over to the Eredivisie, oh, it's actually their division. I got my stuff wrong. Ajax has fallen to third in 4 matches. They had 2 games in hand, and they still somehow were behind the NEC. That is just unreal. Anyways, let's move on to the next club. And yeah, there are only 4 spots left. It's been very difficult choosing these clubs, but the next club is actually gonna be Utrecht. Meanwhile, yes, they are still an Eredivisie side. They're not doing too well because currently they're having a game in hand, but they're still sixth in the league, behind Zwolle, BEC Zwolle. Anyways, it's the final 3 here, so it will be very difficult to choose these clubs. But The next club is actually PAOK from Greece. They used to average Champions League football, but now the Greek league is just ruled by Panathinaikos and Olympiakos. Anyways, the next club is actually KAA Gent. They've had some pretty good players, to be honest, like Kevin De Bruyne, who I'm pretty sure actually came from Anderlecht, but I'm not gonna mind that. Anyways, they've got some pretty good players, so like you wouldn't really expect them to be here. But the next club is actually SD Eibar. It's the same situation with Malaga. They, they've had an absolutely horrible run of form. So yeah, there are your 23 clubs. Now we'll just have to seed them into eight groups of four. Now I'll come back once I've done that. Okay, so after I randomized the groups, here are the groups. And group A already seems like the group of death. You got Deportivo La Coruña, Olympic Lyon, Nottingham Forest, and FC Schalke. In Group B, Leverkusen, Saint Etienne, Juventus, and Palermo. Yeah, it just makes sense that they ain't going. Anyways, the next group, Napoli and Girona are in. Luton Town and Levante could fight for third and fourth. Anyways, Group D, Crystal Palace, Bari, PAOK, and Ajax. PAOK was kind of like I didn't really have many teams to pick from. Anyways, I think Crystal Palace and Ajax could make it through. Anyways, Group E, Feyenoord, Sunderland, Samson Sport, Troyes. Anyways, on to Group F, West Ham, Ipswich, Aston Villa, and Malaga. Three Prem clubs. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to tell who's getting second place. Anyways, Group G, Sporting Lisbon, SDA Bar, FC Utrecht, and Bologna. Bologna, they could pull this off. They've got some pretty good players like Taringa. They've got Castro, Fruler. It's that goalkeeper that's holding them back. Anyways, the next group A, just the teams uh, that uh, are left over: FC Köln, RC Lons, Real Betis, KAA in Gent. Anyways, I'll see you once I've simulated through every single match. Now, I'll see you guys after simulating through every last group stage match. These are the standings. Nottingham Forest and Marseille AA go through. The next group is Group B. Juventus and Leverkusen go through. Expected. No upsets yet. Group C. Napoli and Girona go through. Group D. Crystal Palace and PAOK. They go through. That's the first upset. Group E. Feyenoord and Sunderland go through. Samson's poor man. They're just unlucky. Group F. Ast- Aston Villa and Ipswich go through. No way, yo. No, no, bro. West Ham. What happened to them, bro? They bottled it. They got third place, and Malaga. I mean, props to them. They got 4 points, and although they got rock bottom, they still got 4 points. It means Sporting and Bologna, they go through. Yeah. Anyways, last group, FC couldn't go through, and Real Betis go through. Lens did not make it. Now here are the round of 16 draws. Feyenoord versus PAOK. Aston Villa versus Sunderland. Juventus versus Bologna. FC Köln versus Ipswich. Nottingham Forest versus Leverkusen. Napoli versus Real Betis. Sporting versus Marseille. Crystal Palace versus Girona. Let's just get on with the matches. PAOK. They're pretty good. But let me just turn the difficulty up just so the final will be more chaotic. Anyways, let's just turn this up to like world class. Anyways, the next one, Pauk versus Feyenoord. Let's see, what can they do? Pauk, they go through. I mean, not yet, but like there's still a second leg. Sunderland, can they pull off the upset? Oh, wait, no, wrong mess up, wrong mess up. It's no. It's no after 90 minutes. Bologna have a tough task here. And they pull it off. Orsolini, he is unreal. He's an unbelievable being. I mean, I can't really say who's gonna win this. I mean, they're both nearly the same skill level. Anyways, it's 1-1. Ljubicic and O'Shea both getting goals. Onto the second bracket. Nottingham Forest versus Leverkusen. Nottingham Forest have a tough task and they get absolutely hammered. Even with it's still 3-1. Real Betis have to pull off an upset here. It's 1-1. It's anyone's game. Sporting versus Marseille. I'd say Marseille are actually underdogs here. And they lose. What a match! 4-3, 7 goal thriller. Trincao with the hat trick. Pedro Guimaraes. But somehow Gyökeres doesn't get a single goal. I mean, I don't know who's winning this to be honest. And it's Crystal Palace who win it. Okay, so it's the second leg. Can Pauk keep their lead? I guess only one way to find out. They do. They do. It's 1-1. They go through. It's anyone's game here. Sunderland could go through here. They do. No, nah, 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 nah. What is this? It's 2-2. And it goes to penalties where where it goes to Sunderland's side. They win 4-2. Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins both missed their penalties. Anyways, Bologna versus the Juventus. Can they keep another win? Seriously. Nicola Tessa, I mean Nicola Moro, Orsolini, and Odgaard getting goals. They are unreal. Anyways, Ipswich versus Gurren. Gurren can actually win this now that I think about it. And they do. Ljubicic, Tigas, and I won't even try to pronounce that name. Bro, if Nottingham Forest pull this off, I will crash out. They don't. Dominguez scores in the 85th, but it's too little, too slow. It goes to 2 on aggregate, and Leverkusen go through. Real Betis have to pull off an upset here, and they do. 3-2. Ruibal got a hat trick, and Politano got the brace too. That is just insane. Can Marseille get the comeback done? They cannot. It's 8-5 on aggregate. Gyökeres scores a goal. Meanwhile, he is at Arsenal at the time of recording this video. Anyways, no way Girona make this comeback. They do not. Even while having a man down in the 15th minute, Crystal Palace goes through. I guess Daily Blind was literally blushed. Okay, so here are the quarterfinal draws. PAOK versus Sunderland. Bologna versus Köln. Leverkusen versus Real Betis. Sporting versus Crystal Palace. Now, can Sunderland make it to the semis? I guess only time will tell. But they're down by a goal going into the second leg. Anyways, Köln have a tough task on their hands, and it's anyone's game except that Köln have a red card. Can Real Betis pull this off? No, not at all. Anyways, final quarterfinal matchup. Can they pull this off? Crystal Palace have a tough task on their hands, and they win it. Daichi Kamada, he's the person who gets the goal for them. Bro, what would happen if Sunderland just made it to the semis? They do not. Zivkovic gets a brace to send Pauk into the semis. I would have never thought that would happen. Now, they have to pull another upset again. Except their striker is on a red, and they do it. 2-0. Bologna's out. Real Betis have to pull a miracle here, and if they want to win this, they win, but not on aggregate. It's 3-2. Okay, can Crystal Palace do it? They can. Daichi Kamada and Laroy. Okay, here are the semi-finalists. PAOK versus Köln. Crystal Palace versus Leverkusen. One of Pauk and Turin will be a finalist, but I guess only time will tell. It's FC Turin. I'm telling you guys, this is simply what happens when you have plot arms. Ah, his 87 rated. Oh my god. I did not notice that, bro. Leverkusen are a literal super team. There's no way they're losing this. It's tied. Okay. Okay. I won't with that. Can Polk make the comeback? They cannot. It's 2-2. Oh man. Leverkusen. Yeah. Given have a tough task on their hands. They're gonna have to beat Leverkusen. Now let's just go on into this match. Honestly, man, I don't know what to say here. But Gurren starts off with the ball. Downs. Passes it to Waldschmidt. To Dempere. Uh, Kynes. He's marking the Bayer Leverkusen players, but he just goes off. Heinz. He's just defending, man. But they can't control them. They can't control them, man. It's already 1-0. I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be one heck of a match for Guggen. Wirtz is already on the attack. Has it to Schick, and he can't get the shot off. They're getting they're getting pressured so hard. Ljubicic passes it to Thielmann, to Waldschmidt, back to Ljubicic, then Perle, back to Ljubicic. They lose the ball. It's with Wirtz, passes it to Frimpong. They're just doing tiki taka. Now Frimpong has the ball. Passes it to Wirtz. On to Amin Adli. To Garcia. He can't get the ball. He can't get the ball. Yeah. Imperle. Passes it to Waldschmidt. Downs. I think he's offside. Yep. Amin Adli. Passes it to Wirtz. Back to Amin Adli. To Chaka. To Schick. Oh man. He just gets bodied. Imperle. Passes to Downs and he just loses the ball. Minaddi passes it to Schick to Wirtz. Frimpong. Back to Wirtz. Downs. He just can't get the ball from the header. Now Grimaldo has the ball. Passes it to Hincapie. Back to Grimaldo. Adli. He whips the ball in and it's caught by the Coogan player. Now it's with Waldschmidt. They lose the ball. Birds kick. Just some tiki taka. The goalkeeper is cooking. Don't ask how they're losing them. Now it's with Downs. He sees Lamperle. What is that shot? Honestly, what is that shot? But it's a corner. Can they capitalize? They cannot. Downs tries to take the shot off, but he can't. Jubicic tries to take the shot. He can't. And Perle passes it to Kynes. Kynes tries to take the shot off, but Radetsky gets to it. It's with Adli. It's not looking very good for Cooking. It's with Grimaldo to Garcia. To Chaga. Garcia. Schick. Wirtz. They are cooking. And Perle. Downs. He might be getting something done. He does not get anything done actually. Bartel is trying to intercept and he does. Now it's with Martel. Downs. Waldschmidt tries to take a pass, but he can't. It's with Amin Addi. Grimaldo. Schick. Hubers. Waldschmidt. Downs. Lemperle. Downs. Lemperle. Tries to take a shot. Radetsky saves it. It's with Garcia. He passes it to Grimaldo. He loses the ball. Goldschmidt. Downs. Goldschmidt. Passes it to Lemperle. It's a goal! Lemperle gets the equalizer. No! I did not expect that. I did not expect that, y'all. Not in any chance that I expect that. Anyways, Adli starting off the second half with Garcia. Back to Amin Adli with Garcia again. They're passing it back and forth. It's with Schick. And takes the power shot. The goalkeeper just saves it. Ljubicic tries to hit the ball. Tapsoba passes it to Chaka. And to Wirtz. He can't get the shot off. Okay, Grimaldo, Chick! The goalkeeper is legitimately cooking. He is cooking. He's the only reason they're tied right now. They've been showing some pretty good attacking football in the first half, so let's just hope they can follow that up in the second. And they're on the attack until passes it to Waldschmidt. To Downs. Lemperle. Downs tries to shoot from outside of the box. He just can't. Frimpong. What is he doing at the right wing position? Passes to Shake. It's 2-1. I think it's over. I think it's over. No way they can get a second, can they? Dembele. What is he doing? He can't go through. It's with Grimaldo. Schick. Adli. Back to Schick. Back to Adli. Passes to Wirtz. It's off the cross. It's off the crossbar. Grimaldo. They're playing some pretty good attacking football. Sheikh, he made it a two-goal lead that the cemented their place as the winners. Hincapie passes it to Ta, back to Hincapie. They're passing it back and forth onto Garcia, to Adli, Wirtz, Sheikh, Min Adli. He passes it back to the Min Adli, Sheikh. They're passing back and forth. What? What? What kind of like is that a shot? Is that a pass? What is that? Schwabe. He's been saving some pretty good shots, but it's bad that he just cannot get goals from his attackers. Now Wirtz, they're just giving him all the space in the world, man. Frimpong passes it to Garcia. Grimaldo. Garcia. Grimaldo! Wirtz. Onto Schick. Garcia and Leverkusen on their own have been playing amazing this match. Just it's just insane, man. Lamperde! It's a rebound! Walt Schmidt! He gets a second to drive it into extra time. I know it's the 77th minute and anything can happen, but it's right now 2-2. Every time Curran has had an attacking chance, they've capitalized on it. And it's with Downs now. Lamperde! He's offside. That would have been insane. Palacios. He hasn't been getting that much action in this game. And right now he's getting his chance. Palacios passes it to Grimaldo. He gets the ball stolen. And it's taken back. Grimaldo onto Schick. The Czechian passes the ball. Wirtz. Frimpong. Wirtz. Oh man, it's over. There's no way. They need a miracle if they want to get the equalizer here. Heinz. Martel. Yeah, I think it's over, yo. Wirtz is just running inside. They're giving him all the space in the world, man. Frimpong. Yeah, they need a miracle if they want something to happen here. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Go ahead. They've had an amazing run in this tournament, but it's stopped by Bayer Leverkusen. They've gone unreal, going undefeated in the entire tournament. They beat their group with Juve. I guess that Baramania sponsor must have given them a ton of confidence because now they're on stage. They're gonna go ahead and lift the trophy, which in this case it's a shield. Now, who's gonna be the one to lift it? It will be the goalkeeper, Radetzky. He's gonna hold it up, and they're the winners. It's over after a long wait. After a long wait to the final, they've won it. Now, let me just rewind you guys on what's happened so far. So, they got second place, and they actually lost twice. I was wrong, actually. And they beat Nottingham Forest. They beat Real Betis. They beat Crystal Palace and beat Corinne. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.